Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Monday, May 3rd, 2010. This morning I thought I'd go through a little example of using workspaces that came up in an email to me. It was suggested that I go through how to open up your own workspace with your own text in it. I actually have code for this in Bottom Peter, and I thought I'd take a look at it as something you could use for your own projects. So here's a workbook, and workbook means this entire thing. The individual pages are workspaces, and you can tell that because it's labeled workspace, and here's some default text that we here at Syncom throw in. Now the question is, you can get new ones just by doing new, but what if you wanted to open up a brand new one with your own text in it as part of some application or as part of some workflow? Well, it turns out that's pretty simple. You grab class workbook and you can do this. Replace all text pages with a workspace. You give it a label, you give it some text, and this just says workbook class compiled method add example 1, get the source, so the text is the source code for a method, and then add a new page, so add and select page, so it's going to go to the second page and put in more stuff. So let's go ahead and highlight this and do it. And you can see here we have example 1 selected, we have example 2, so we have variables. So we have a new workspace with our text in it. Now you might wonder, how did I figure out that this is the code that will do that for me? Well, it turns out what I did is I went to Visual Launcher because I know that in the launcher there's a tools option, workspace, that'll open up a new workspace, and I figured, well, that code will tell me what class is used to get there. So I go here and I find eventually open application for class named workbook. So I found the code behind the menu item, I found the class, and then it was just a simple matter of class, and I type in workbook, and there it is. I go to the class side and I found these example methods, and that's pretty much how I took this code and just got rid of self class and put in workbook class so that I could have the same thing in a workspace. But that's really all I did, is I hunted down the class that's used and then I put in some code of my own. So you could take this and adapt it any way you want just by exchanging the label and the text. And that could come out of a database, it could come out of a file, it can come out anywhere so long as it's a string that you can whack in there. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So, until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.